This is Robert Sarver, speech number 2, demonstrative speech. Here is my audience, and my cameraman, demonstrative partner Tyler. And let's get started. All right, my name is Robert Sarver, and today I'm going to be demonstrating for you guys a couple of techniques to defend against an assailant. There's literally thousands of techniques to do this through hundreds of different types of martial arts or combat disciplines. But today I'm going to be focusing on two moves, the Kimura and the armbar. Both of these stem from the discipline of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a grappling and submission art using mostly joint locks and chokes. And it originated in 1909 when a man named Gio Amari started a self-defense class in Brazil. He used different parts of wrestling and judo and Japanese jiu-jitsu to create his own form that later became Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He taught it to the Gracie family almost exclusively for 25 years, and when he passed, the Gracie family spread Brazilian jiu-jitsu into dozens of different schools across South America and eventually across the world. Now it's known as Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Today, as well as being a recognized sport and an official martial art, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is also the cornerstone of almost all UFC fighters, mixed martial arts fighters in almost any aspect. It's a cornerstone of their game. They cannot survive without it. I was watching professional mixed martial arts for about 10 years, and I always really wanted to learn the techniques, and I always found an excuse or reasons why I couldn't find the time to do them. And then in 2011, I was visiting San Diego with my wife, and I woke up in the middle of the night about 3 a.m. with a severe toothache, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I decided to get up and get dressed and walk a few blocks to the 24-hour liquor store to get some painkillers. So on the way back, I was attacked by a guy in a hoodie who was after my wallet, and I was able to fight him off and go back to my hotel room unharmed, but I decided at that point I needed to be better prepared, and a change had to be made, so I started taking jiu-jitsu in 2012. So I'm going to perform the two moves. I'm going to start with the Kimura, and then we'll go to the armbar. The first move is a Kimura. It's a shoulder lock. Both these moves are going to come from a position called guard, where the assailant is already on top of you. Because in most cases you're in ambush, somebody will try to wrestle you to the ground or tackle you, so you're going to start on the bottom where you're theoretically defenseless. So in a situation where the attacker's on top, maybe looking to strike, punch you, first thing you want to do is close the distance so he can't hit you. So you're going to sit up and pull him down so that they can't create separation to strike or hit or throw elbows. Now, their first reaction is going to be to push off the ground with their hands to push up. When they do, and they put all this weight on this arm, you're going to shift your hips to the right, lean up, and wrap his arm up with your right arm. And when you do this, it keeps him from pulling his arm away from you. You're also going to grab his wrist. If you grab his wrist first, he can just pull it away. You don't have any way to hang on to it. So you wrap it around first, and then you grab the wrist. You grab your own wrist, make a solid lock here. At this point, he's not going anywhere. So you want to wrap your leg around his back to keep him from rolling out, and you roll his body to the side. And once you do that, you have complete control over his posture and his arm. You take this hand and you push his wrist towards the back of his head, like this, until he's either forced to tap out or dislocate his shoulder. The second move is called the armbar. And this works really well when you have the traditional one-handed choke and punch combination coming from your assailant. So when he puts his hand on your throat to try to choke you and hold you down, grab his arm with both hands. Now most assailants at this point think you're trying to move his arm off your throat. So they're going to lean in harder, which just gives you a better opportunity to get a really solid grip. Once you have your grip, you shift your hips to the right again, allowing you a little more dexterity from your right arm to grip it around the front of his face and above his shoulder. So you're going to pull it around like this. Once you have it in this position, he's basically locked in. He's not going to be able to escape. You can either allow him to roll over with his own weight or push back, in which case you end up on top of him, which is preferable in this situation since you're dealing with an attacker and not just a tournament situation. So you push him over. And once you push him down, you have his arm is at your disposal. You're either going to dislocate the elbow or break the forearm depending on his location. So you twist his arm to his thumbs pointed up, push your hips up into his elbow, and pull his arm down. He'll either be forced to tap and give up or dislocate the elbow. So, as I've shown, these techniques are really simple and they require minimum strength to effectively carry them out. The submissions are specifically designed to use leverage and technique to be able to overpower a much larger and stronger opponent. With just a little practice, they're really easy to master, and really anybody can do them. I would really encourage anybody who's interested in any type of self-defense or even just fitness to try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or any other sort of martial arts, because classes are readily available all over the country.